start recording, okay? Because this tutorial has like very little to do with the game. Okay, you look at this game here, right? We're not even about that. Chat is asking, right? The community has asked me a question. They said, I'm tired of picking Scorpion. I need a new main, right? This is the evolution. So the Scorpion, the tampon lanyard swinging motherfuckers are now entering their pupil stage, in which they will wait and they will coagulate into a fucking mush within this hard shell outer carriage. And then after 4 seasons have changed and the moon glows like a shiny quarter in the moonlight on a river, right? That larval will open up and reveal a beautiful bitch ass who plays other characters, right? That's what we're dealing with right now. Scorpions, they don't know what the fuck to do because like they can't fucking get by just doing the tampon lanyard all day. So they gotta learn other characters, and they're saying, man, how do I pick another character? And here's the deal. First of all, I'm glad that you have evolved, okay? I'm glad you have reached the next stage of human evolution and no more picking that dumbass character. Here's the deal. What you need to do is, the problem, again, has nothing to do with the game. Okay, the problem has nothing to do with the game. The problem is internalized within you. Okay, we're about to get philosophical raptor up in here, all right? So when you're playing, right, and you're saying, I don't like being Scorpion. Why don't you like being Scorpion? This shit's kind of fun to do, man. I could do that all the time. That shit's really fun, right? What do you not enjoy about Scorpion? And a lot of people are like, well, I'm frustrated with this and I'm frustrated with that. And I'm like, that's where you need to start, okay? It's not about, you know, what's the best character. I don't know. Y'all, a lot of y'all, again, looking for instructions. And I'm not into instructions. I'm a guide. I'm going to point you. Okay, but what you need to do is you need to look at yourself and how you play, okay? Not look at yourself like be all fucking yoga and shit, right? I don't need you fucking buying crystals and none of that dumb stuff, okay? I need you to look at your gameplay footage, asshole, okay? Look at yourself and see what you are struggling with. Like, damn, every time I get in close, man, I get fucked up. Every time I'm over here, I get fucked up. I hate when I get fucked up by this. What is the thing that you are losing to the most that you do not like the most? Okay, and then you need to ask yourself a question. Is this a game issue or is this a character issue? Okay? If I switch character, right, just take that situation, whatever it is that pisses you off. If I switch characters, is there a character that does not have to deal with this bullshit? Bam, that's your character, right? But if I switch characters and it doesn't matter, like everybody has to deal with that bullshit, then your issue is with the game, okay? If your issue is with the game, then maybe you need to look even more deeper down inside and maybe come to the conclusion that it's not your game. You should just play. Dude, there's like fucking Samurai Showdown just put out Amakusa. You know what I'm saying? You could play Amakusa. You could play him in the Samurai Showdown. That came out today, right? Fucking Grand Blue Fantasy has a new character. Guilty Gear Strive, it's an abortion, but you could play it. Right? So maybe the question is the game is not for you, right? That's a tough one. A lot of people don't want to let go. But if you're not a bitch and you're saying, all right, man, I can counter this and I don't have to switch characters, then, okay, that puts you at another crossroads, right? Do I want to counter this shit? Okay, is it fun or intellectually stimulating for me to do this? This is why I don't fucking play Guilty Gear, okay? Because I'm pretty sure if I spent 2 or 3 hours learning how to blow up May Dolphins, then I could blow up May Dolphins. But I don't want to spend 2 hours to beat a strategy they spent 2 minutes learning. That just doesn't sound like fun to me. That's why I don't play that fucking game. But in this game, right, play this game too much already as it is, and I already like it. And it's very hard to spam in this game at a higher level. You could spam in Combat League very easy, but you can't really spam in this game. Look, chat is like yelling at me. May Dolphins are easy to blow up. Yeah, they're easy to blow up if I want to lab it for like an hour and a half. But I don't find that to be cool game design that I have to spend an hour like labbing how to blow something up you spent 30 seconds learning how to do. Like, that's just me, right? That's just, at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I don't want to fuck with that, right? I could spend that hour getting better at games I do enjoy. And that's my thing, is if you don't enjoy, he's saying you don't need hours. But the thing is, I don't need more than 2 minutes to realize I don't want to play Guilty Gear Strive. Like, I get shakes thinking about putting that fucking disc in. I just don't enjoy it, right? And that's what I'm saying is if there are things in the mechanics that are across the cast that you don't enjoy. For example, I don't enjoy that I feel like my character is crippled unless I have enough meter to Roman cancel. I don't enjoy the fact that my character can be boiled down to my triangle button for most of the cast. I don't like that. It's like land the triangle and then cool shit can happen. Then you get the depth, but you get no depth if you don't land the triangle. That's a mechanical thing. That's just across the game. That's just how the game is. I don't like it. Some people do. So if your situation with Mortal Kombat is something like that, changing characters isn't going to help you. It's not going to like change your mind about the game, and you need to look at that shit. You need to think about like, yo, do I want to do this, that, or the other thing? Do I think that if I changed characters that it would be enjoyable to counter this? But if then, like, you know, again, it puts you at another crossroads. Okay, so say you can counter it, but you have to change characters, and the character that you have to change is not a character that you want to play. Then it's like, do I suck it up for the counter pick because the rest of the game is enjoyable? It's just, I don't like this matchup, but you got to do what you got to do. Or do you just cut your losses and leave? Again, that's another crossroads. Every time you get to a branch, man, you have to ask, do I want to go on with this shit? Is this shit worth going on for? You know, but what say, you know, you finally settled into like, okay, I found another character to play, but only for counter picks. I'm going to stick with my main and then switch over to that. And that's how you kind of build a roster of characters to play. That's how you settle on your mains and your alts, right? You say, which character do I enjoy playing, but I'm having problems? What character gets rid of those problems? Do I enjoy playing that character? No, then I'm going to play the character I enjoy playing and counterpick the problems. Or, yes, I love this new character. I would have never known, except I had these problems with the Kotal Khan matchup, and I couldn't deal with it. And this character deals with it, and this character is fun. So that's how you expand and broaden your horizons, and that's how you should go about picking characters. A lot of people don't really do that. They start with the aesthetics, which is fine. For your first character, I say go with aesthetics because, you know, like, that character looks cool. You're going to have to look at him for like 100 hours. They better look cool, right? But after that, you really need to, this is why it's so important to, like, go back and watch your gameplay footage, right? To really see where your problems are. And if you're having problems with a character crisis, 9 times out of 10, the problem isn't the character crisis. It's very rare that the problem is a character crisis. I've been playing this genre for a long time, right? And I've gone through the character crisis that a lot of people think that they're having right now. And at the end of the day, you know, I'll go and I'll try the entire cast and then nothing, you know, like I end up going right back to the character that I originally started with. And I found just over years and years and games and decades and tournaments and competitions and all of that, that usually the character that you initially were gravitating to, like gameplay-wise, not necessarily aesthetics, but the character you gravitated to gameplay-wise is usually the character you're going to stick with, like, the whole way through. We're creatures of habit, too, so there's also that. But I found that usually most problems can be overcome by just learning the matchup and playing the matchup better. Is it a bad matchup? Are you at a disadvantage? Yes, but I don't know of too many games released in the past, like, 10 years that are, like, games filled with 9-0 matchup or 9-1 matchups, 10-1, 10-0 matchups, you know? Like, I don't know of too many games that have unwinnable matchups, but I also don't fuck with that Brony game, and I don't fuck with Skullgirls. Maybe they have 10-0 matches. I don't know. That's how little I give a shit about them. So, usually, you can overcome those issues without switching characters. And that's the core key there. Changing characters 9 times out of 10 doesn't solve the problem. All it does is it confuses you, right? Because you'll switch characters, and when you switch a character, the game feels new again, right? Oh, wow, I'm learning a new command list. I'm learning new matchups. And the game seems fun because it's new-ish, right? Playing a new character in a fighting game is like playing a new game. And so it feels new and exciting, but then after a while, you're going to find that whatever stupid shit you were frustrated with your last character, like, yeah, this new character doesn't have those problems, but it has new problems, right? Like, for example, take, like in Mortal Kombat, you have fucking Cetrion and Jackie, right? The two biggest extremes. And you're a Jackie player and you're tired of getting zoned, right? Cetrion doesn't get zoned. Let me try and zone Cetrion or play Cetrion and not have to zone or worry about being zoned because I can teleport. Zone them back. I don't have to worry about it. My frustration with Jackie isn't with Cetrion. You pick Cetrion and someone unga bungas buttons in your face all day and you're just like, what the fuck, right? Like, what the fuck? I can't not do anything, right? Well, that's kind of a bad example because Cetrion, she doesn't have to respect Unga Bunga buttons. But Scarlet, say you switch to Scarlet and fucking Unga Bunga in your face and you're just like, fuck, dude, this is, I'm not getting fucking zoned anymore, but I'm getting a new problem and it's just as frustrating and it's just as annoying and I'm just as mad and wanting to quit the game. And that's what I found. 9 times out of 10, people in a character crisis, that's where it goes. It cycles like that, right? And then what do you end up doing? You always end up going back to the character that you felt most comfortable with. And you just say, fuck it, dude. Fuck it. And so that's why I say, if you're having a character crisis, you should just play other characters that don't have your problem. But don't go into it expecting to get another main. Go into it expecting to try out another perspective. And go back fully expecting to go back to your main. And if there's a character whose strategy is compelling enough to you to where you give up going back to your main, then already the process has taken care of itself. But you should try out every character and try them out from the perspective of I am not leaving my main. A lot of people, they'll go and experiment and they'll try characters from the perspective of I'm done with my main, I want a new character, right? I'm done with this shit. You should go in backwards and say, no, my main has taken me this far, so you have to sell me on you to explain to me why I should leave my main for you. And oftentimes, the argument will not be compelling enough and you will stick with your main. But if you do find one, as long as you go in with that mindset, I think you'll be fine. But most often the problems that you have in game have very little to do with your character. Very, very little. It's mostly just maybe your horizons aren't broadened enough to know that like every character has some bullshit that they don't want to deal with, and you just don't have that perspective because you're like a singularly focused person, especially if you're a specialist, like some of the people would consider me a specialist for Kung Lao, and it's like, okay, I view the world from a Kung Lao centric point of view. So, I don't know what it's like to be on the other side of that and what characters struggle with other things. And you should try other characters to see that. But believe you me, right? Believe you me, you just go back to your main. And let's be real, dude. Scorpion mains, they can't resist doing this shit, dog. They think that they have like a 50-50 off this dumb shit. And that's entertaining to them. They'll never turn away from Scorpion. It'll never happen. I'm gonna put him on the fucking thumbnail for this fucking video. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe and fucking tweet that shit and follow me on Twitch, the fucking .tv/SoCalHoneyBadger. All of that, indeed. Yeah.